Okay, let's do this. For posterity. Maybe streaming will help me clear it. Streaming is the only way I played video games for like 3 years. I'm depressed. I died in a really, really dumb way to an easily avoidable enemy. I just lost focus for like half a second. It's funny how losing focus for half a second is enough, though. I've died to that enemy. I've died to that attack right there. The look. That is an AoE that you simply move horizontal to avoid. I was on floor like 2. It's like, well, maybe I'm not built for this, you know? There are no traps in the room you started, so that was completely safe. These little imp dudes suck. Ay, Dios mío. It's such a dumb death, man. It was like, I looked, because I was seeing an enemy, and when I looked back, I saw the enemy on the ground, and I was like, oh no. And sure enough, it was one of those, like, I had moved out of the AoE already. But I, you know, like, this game's snapshot, right? Like, even though I was out of it, I knew that I had died. So dumb. It just gets brutal at those higher levels. I mean, once you're past... Well, I mean, shit, I just told a story about level 2, I guess. So basically, if you get hit by an AoE, you just die. Hashtag don't be bad. All the way back to 1 again. Fuck. Oh boy. Damn, man. I just happened to, like, you know, my head's on a swivel for the roamers, so it was like, oh, I gotta, you know, make sure that I'm paying attention, and I saw one just walking, and that, like, movement on screen, you know what I'm saying? Like, my eyes, animal instinct, like, tracked to the motion, and it was too late when I looked back. Oh, for fuck's sake. kind of figured. This enemy is not dangerous, don't get me wrong. There's nothing scary about pulling her. It's just that pulling more than one enemy... Please! Always kind of comes with a risk. For my frail ninja boy body. In these lower floors, it kind of behooves me to look around, but at the same time, running out of time is super valid in these lower floors. It's like the first set, 1 through 10, is really hard, actually, because you don't have your full 90 kit, so your DPS is down, your like health is down. I should pop food. Obviously, it wouldn't have done shit to save me from dying. Pretty much everything just deals you a row of 9s, but up your DPS. Actually, I don't think it does that. I don't know why you use food then. That was definitely a sweet-on miss. Why do I have 2 back-to-back floors of blind? Are you there, God? It's me, Yozora. Again. There's the mug miss, the slash miss. Just want to see if a succubus is headed this way. There's not. See, that's the kind of shit. That thing spawned in while I was already, like, in the room. You know what I mean? Like, please. Okay, fortune. My experience is that I zoned in a floor and there was a monster that looked the same as every other monster and he instantly killed all of us in sequence. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. There's a level to it where I feel like I'm already invested, and because I couldn't win, I want to keep trying. But it's impossible for me to really feel like you could do this without a guide. Because there are some things where, like, you will pull them and just die. Like, if you don't know what their gimmick is or you don't know what's about to happen, they will just kill you. I like this remix of Sophia's theme. Oh, I'm not blinded. Thank fucking Christ for that. My other complaint is that there's like a finite resource aspect to it. And I say that just because like they have these Eureka potions, right? I have 51 of them, and they put like a regen on you. It's a pretty strong regen, and it's helpful for like your sustain, especially with my like frail little ninja body. But because of that, it means like after you reach a certain point, I'm blowing through several of them just to not get autoed to death. Like, it's bad enough the enemies have mechanics and stuff, but if I'm in threat of being just autoed down, it's annoying. Either the thing should give you the resources, kind of like recuperate in PvP, or it just shouldn't be that way, in my opinion. The heart seeketh the golden. A bestiary would be cool. I think there's definitely room to introspect a little. There's something to the... Or, you know, I guess it's similar to the thoughts that I've had in like regular content, not even necessarily. Hello? Savage is different to me because that's kind of predicated on trial and error and you know, dying and all that starting over. But in this content, it's a little frustrating because not knowing what to do isn't just like gives you damage down and doesn't just set you back. You just start over. There's nothing else you do. You just start at 1 and you're level 81, which kind of blows. I digress. It's the salt talking. I wish I didn't die. Huh? That you can't. This game is bad. Holy shit. Okay, well. Folks, we're gonna see how this goes. I should be targeting the grenade, since he might decide to fucking blow up. And there's no AoE on that. There it is. Alright, let's just pretend that didn't happen, gang. Yeah, Cup Noodle is the one who, well, he's the second person who took me through this, and he plays Warrior, which I understand, especially since I recently put Warrior to 90. Like, they really do have just a shit ton of abilities to protect them. My worry, though, one, is that I'm not as good with any other job but this one, and two, I don't want things to be slow. Like, I don't want to have to sit there for forever with some of these bosses, because obviously it throws my brain off. I lose focus. I thought about doing this on Scholar or Astro, actually. Because, you know, obviously Healer would also have tons of abilities, and I know it can be done, plus they have range, but I digress. Since time is of the essence, we will be skipping these things. I gotta build more Protomanders. You kind of need the experience at this level, but a Palace of the Dead solo guide. See, I mean, House of the Dead, man. First of all, you start at 1, so you have straight up no buttons for a large swath of that. And 200 floors just sounds like a lot. But maybe that's coming from a place where my record so far is 80, so I definitely don't have no fucking hope of getting to 200. That a Visago marching this way? It is! We will pull him as soon as it's possible, too. Yeah, Gunbreaker, you need continuation for that job to feel like it's working how it's supposed to. Which, I mean, you know, Delio Zora, because that's like how it's supposed to work, but I'm always of two minds with the conversation. People have mentioned it and will mention it until forever. There's definitely something to be said about getting synced on jobs, even the ones you like, and being like, well, this fucking sucks. You know, if you happen to get synced to the wrong level range. I just can't get on board with the thought of me being in Tamtara and having Hyosho and like having to run through all of my rotation. But because it needs to be fair and not dumb, you know, I'm gonna hit a Hyosho that does 2 damage. I nearly threw, I think it was this previous run. I swore that I had killed every enemy on the floor, and I was just running back and forth between 3 rooms, like getting progressively angrier because no new enemies were spawning. So I was like, what am I supposed to do? Like, there's a timer and everything. As it turned out, there was just a weird rock formation, and I didn't realize one of those rooms had 2 exits. I wasted like 7 minutes on that floor. Get to spend more time in the Shroud. I don't care about no Shroud. They don't like mooncats around those parts. Nope! Kiss my ass. I am leaving this floor, but thank you for the offer. I feel like if a monster spawns looking at you, you should get a beat before it aggroes you. I guess that seems silly. Wait till it runs out. Come here. That was dangerous, by the way, for those of you who might be walking and watching. Not walking. Well, if you're walking too. But this far off the wall, I absolutely risked a trap. There's just part of me that's like, I mean, if I die on floor 6, then what the hell is going on? I need other kinds than just strength. There's a side of that way that I see, but he's going the other direction. And by golly, I'm gonna let him. Let's go. For sure. I mean, it's definitely a reasonable thought. You know, like my go-to examples are frankly Samurai for sure, and from what I remember at Shadowbringers, I kind of felt similarly about. Nah, I'm gonna go for it. I have time. I felt similarly about Red Mage, where those jobs get at least the functional tools that you would expect at 50. And then the rest is iteration. So Samurai, get out. Samurai eventually gets a bar, and it gets some other abilities for certain. Red Mage obviously gets some elaboration and OGCDs and things like that, but at least the basic what am I supposed to do concept is already there. With some of the other jobs, you have to like relearn what you're waffling about at later levels. Oh, I also like playing Ninja because I like having hide. Red Mage is the most put together job in the game. I don't have reason to argue against that. I can believe it. Come on, you fucker. Very few enemies actually are like this. I feel like it's just this and the Imp on this set of floors where they have like a long range attack and just will not come to you. It's funny, like that is mostly true as far as I can tell, because it kind of makes me curious as to like what makes that easier, for, in my opinion, than the enemies that just bum rush you. Please. Santo. That is the thing about it. You gotta keep your head on a swivel. You never know when something might spawn, especially the roaming dudes. I've been like pulling enemies back to the room I started in and have one of the roamer dudes spawned on top of me. They were the recipient of the Ozora Heart panic witching. I waffled really hard. I at first just saw the AFs, which made sense to me. Obviously, people will be able to get those. But then I saw a tweet where someone was describing the fact that, like, actually they got all the new job actions and stuff. And I was kind of like, well, on one hand, I'm curious. But on the other hand, I don't know. Maybe I would like to be a little surprised. The job actions trailer is in, like, a couple weeks or something like that when the next live letter is. At least I'm pretty sure. But I definitely have my curiosity. It's sort of funny the way my timeline is on Twitter in that, like, I saw that it had happened, but I didn't see any takes. I didn't see anyone saying, like, it sucks or it's good or whatever. They exist. And I was like, okay. I tapped out of benchmark discourse when I wasn't allowed to play. Bro, this set of floors is gonna make sure my ass is strong. Not that I'm complaining. If that's a shoot, if it's really mostly traits and you know, the kind of traits that just change buttons you already have to a different animation, I'm up for that. That was my ask in Endwalker. I know that that's like a boring... Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So it isn't actually everything. It was just some things were in the benchmark. Okay. I'm intrigued. It really didn't light off of that. Any particular reason why? I have my curiosity about Hellfrog Lodge. I am in the fortunate position, in my opinion at least, that I don't actually need anything. I don't think Ninja has any particular frustrations right now. I know everyone, like at first glance, would say Tenchi Jin, but I experienced it. Tenchi Jin was a problem very, very rarely in this entire expansion. There are definitely times P2S immediately jumps to mind as frustrating, and obviously, you know, in content where anything can happen, like the lesser tuned content, then yeah, definitely a pain in the ass to hit trick and then something goofy happens because, you know, most fights aren't as scripted as Savage, but I don't have too many complaints. I was not sure how that was going to go at all. Sometimes I like to do this to save myself in neutral. See, like, literally what I'm doing right here, right? I'm tanking the enemy so that I can look and see at the only hallway that next room has, right? Because if there's another one of these things flying this way, it wouldn't really change much, but I'd like to know. That's what I was doing, and I saw something, so I was like, oh shit, I should probably... And I looked back, and the AoE disappeared under my feet, and I was like, back to one we go. AoE Trick Mug would be grand. I'd take it. Not that Ninja is hurting for damage, but, like, just the ability to use those buttons in a productive way, I'd be into it. These guys aggro on sight, even though these guys don't have eyes and those dudes don't have heads. This first boss is an asshole. He hits very hard. Haha. Leave me alone. I'm not a huge proponent, like, I'm not a big mark for Mug. Getting 40 Ninki rotationally is kind of like, yippee. But, yeah, like I said, I don't have too many complaints. I'm going to use a steel, because this guy hits really hard, and I don't want to have to burn through all my freaking Eureka potions. I'm also going to wait for all my cooldowns to come back, since I have 30 whole minutes. Avada Kedavra. You're probably playing Gunbreaker next expansion. What brought that on? That's interesting. I'm not waiting for all my cooldown. Not what I meant to press. That or caster. Yeah. Gunbreaker is my tank of choice. Or at least it has been since Shadowbringers. We'll see. Right here at the end, I've decided to try Astro instead of Scholar again. I like being different. Please stop autoing me so hard. I held off because I was like, I feel like I'm not going to have time for Tenchi Gym, and I made the right call because I did not. I hate him so much. He has 2 million hit points for whatever reason. It's like a truck, so it costs resources. I haven't tried Paladin since its big Endwalker rework. Well, I say rework, but like since it got fancied up. I'm curious. I'll get there eventually. I've started taking everything to 90. I have Dark Knight right now at like 87. I'm just gonna save that Tenchi Gym. It's not going anywhere. Out on this trick. Inevitably, that's gonna happen in this fight, and it makes me mad every time. I almost hit Yotan. He might auto me to death. I have to decide if I'm gonna try and race him or not, or use a single Eureka potion. I'm gonna use it. Fucker. I hate this guy. Please. Fuck me. Your Earth Mage has a swanky artifact gear that cannot be doubted. So you'd be co-tanking with Arturia. That sounds like an adventure. He of the 200 million macros. attention to them. Famous final words, I know. But... I believe that's what was said, but I mean, as you well know, it depends on the person who hasn't said anything yet today, I'm pretty sure. I take that to be our regular time, 3 Central, so that was my thought, is like maybe I could squeeze out this set before it's time. But I suppose we'll see. That was dumb. Could have gone poorly. Please. Got a sweep. And the last thing you want is to realize too late that a room has 2 exits, and there are therefore 2 things walking at you with murderous intent. Dead ends are your friend. Not that things can't still spawn in on top of you, as we all witnessed. I found out last time that you can get actually pretty far without needing to chug the Eureka potions though, so I'm making them go a little longer. And when you get to the higher floors, you can get the fragments out of bronze chests, so that's the goal. Well, the goal is to fucking win, but you know. Gunbreaker had a pretty sick looking AF. I'm not a fan of the monocle gimmick there, the eye patch or whatever, but it was a cool sword with the chain. I was into it. That is a Dread Beast. Those are a no pulley Dread Beast. You know why this is the meanest game in the world? Because, like, look at the positioning of that thing. I'm gonna just walk by it with hide because it is a sight aggro. But if you were, like, another job, what do you even do, you know? You just wait for it to... Oh, fuck me. But I tell you, spawned in behind me. Game bad. Oh, no, he didn't. I broke my own fucking rule. There's 2 doors here. That guy spawned behind me. Alright. Game bad. Cool. Jump scared me. All I want out of the ninja one is to be able to dye the armor black and that little ribbon that comes off of it red. Then it will be peak. Shout out to all my Bard mains out there. You got fucking cooked. The Bard setup is hateful, bro. It's just so aggressively bad. It's a mean-spirited set, man. Which way are you facing, please? I might be able to survive an auto from that Dread Beast if I like popped Shade Shift and had a defense on. And I guess this is an HP up floor, but I also might not. There's really no reason to risk it. Not on floor 12. The jobs I feel for are frankly the ones that I feel like they get the same thing, and it's like tougher to tell the real changes or differences. Like the Paladin and Dragoon artifact armors aren't bad by any stretch of the imagination, but like when I look at them, I'm like, yep, that's the Dragoon artifact, you know, like it's the one that they've had since always. That Marlboro could turn and see me. This is bad positioning, but never punished. I know what you're thinking. Yozora, did you just cast Yotan by accident? And the answer might surprise you. So far, I have favorable things to say about the graphic update, though I still... Like, I don't know what my actual character is going to look like through the thing, since I didn't get to benchmark. Yes, I'm still complaining and whining about it. I want to play too. But it looks good. I don't see how anyone could look at, like, the environments they showed off and stuff and not see a huge improvement. Please. Could you make your run? His hair wouldn't be in there. Both of the hairs that I've used are different. Well, I can't understand where any serious person is coming from if they don't agree that the game bad. Don't you fucking dare. He's trying to, yeah, there we go. Those things aggro by proximity, so the only real hope I would have had is if I had pulled the enemy to the other side of the room, but even then, like, leaving would have been a pain in the ass. So it's only bad if it kills me, otherwise it's fine. Well, for all the good use that's gonna do. I was gonna pop it just so I could see, like, the quickest way through this room without stepping on a trap, but then I, like, just leaving, that's the quickest way. I'm not gonna stop you from making Yozora. I'd definitely be curious. He's losing his teefies. Yeah, I mean, the character creation environments and lighting it's really bad. And I always notice it, not because I'm particularly, like, you know, good at dressing my character or anything, but because I use colors. I know that sounds dumb, but, like, when I go to color Yozora's hair, his highlight, there are absolutely times where, like, I'll do it and then come out of the character creator and look at it and go, that's not what I asked for, that's wrong. Please. I had to screenshot which square is the correct one for the pink highlight because it is simply not one that I pick all the time. Wheeler does have a darker skin tone. Game bad. Is that my fault? Yeah, I should have been watching. But I have to watch this way too, because, again, shit can spawn in behind me. I am only on 14. Alright. Gonna go for it. This is one of those compromising positions where, like, I'm pointing my camera that direction just in case. But even if something did come that way, what am I gonna do? You know? There's not really any place to go. Let's play, is that gonna aggro me? Yes. Proximity is a tough one, because at least from my anecdotal evidence, how big the proximity is varies enemy to enemy. And the robots like this one, I'm trying to hit right Tom Raiju. The robots like this one or the claws, theirs is huge. We have traveled a great distance for no purpose. Please stop spawning microsystems. I would like to leave. Game bad. I mean, I'm gonna have to pull him. Do I? Yeah. On that note too, though, like, look at the sight on that creature, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't see me, despite where I'm standing right now. New field content is my, like, I told everyone, you know, I was a visionary. I was there with launch Animos, and I was there, and I was like, I'm telling you guys, this is cracked. Trust me. I was called a fool. I was called an apologist. Exposure came out, and more people saw the light. You better not aggro me from that fucking far. I don't know what that dude's up to, but party on. This is just 414. Holy shit. Eureka's aggros were fascinating. Like the sprites that would aggro if you cast a spell near them. And that is the first content where, because there's a lot of enemies that just aggro sight in Eureka, obviously. So that was the first time I learned about enemies that aggro through sound. I don't remember if it had proximity, but probably. See, this is the kind of like really helpful start. Starting in a room with only one exit is great. It doesn't mean that something couldn't spawn on top of me, but at least I'm able to control the flow, see what's coming, and just move to the back of the room. There's also no traps, so I can like maneuver however I want. Big off. I just thought, like, the zones were so pretty, and exploring them and, like, finding out, like, okay, this is where you go when you're level, like, 35. This is where you go when you're elemental level 37. Like, they're different. And the different kind of fates that would spawn, and, like, people realizing, like, oh, it's these kind of enemies you kill that can spawn it, or it has to be this weather. Like, all that discovery shit was super fascinating to me. It was grindy. I get it. But that part of it interested me. I mean, I guess I might as well. A lot of these fucking wood golems running around on this floor, aren't there? Yeah, definitely. Neither Eureka or Bozy are perfect, but like, the thing I always say is, like, if you didn't like Eureka, which is fine. There's, you know, no one likes all content. But even if you didn't, you should still try Bozia at first, because it addresses a lot of the things that I think most people didn't like about them. The critical engagements are just, like, a great idea to elaborate on the fate system that Eureka had. Boiling elemental level down quite a sizable amount made sense. Kind of made it feel like there was more available to you. One thing I'll say about the Bozio zones is that they're not pretty. That would have been nice. I mean, they're obviously like war-torn hellscapes, so they're not supposed to be, but the Eureka zones were like exciting to be in. What's up fucking Hidatos? No, not Hidatos. Pyros. Animos has its own gimmick. What is happening here? And then Pagos was Iceland. You know, Hidatos had its water gimmick. And for whatever reason, even though Pyros is supposed to be fire, like 60% of that map is still ice. It's very boring. This is a compromising position for this enemy to be aggro to me. But I would rather him be aggro to me here than turn my camera and try to walk the other way. Because if a tree goblin was on its way here, this would be safer. No need to worry, no need to fear. We are gone. Keep hoping there'll be demi-clones. Alas. Excuse me? Alright. Okay. Already starting off good. Maybe I'll hit 90 before I get to the second boss at 20. I doubt it, looking at it now. It makes a ton of difference. If you're below 90, you take like 100% more damage. It's really unfortunate. Please don't step on any traps. I hate this game. It interests me though that one didn't break hide. I think Bo's big suffering, it seems like a whole zone got cut. So Bozio's story is that the devs got the feedback that it wasn't popular and like gave up on it. No? Is that not? Because I feel like that's kind of what happened. Maybe if only because it didn't have a conclusion. Not really. I mean, it does, but like, I don't know. It just felt like there was more going on there than what happened. And that doesn't mean that it's gone forever. I think if there's anything you know playing these games, Yoshida and the lads are happy to bring up old content and revisit those things, but oh yeah, COVID's fair. Our entire world fell apart for a time. Don't forget to check out Solo Level. A reminder to watch Solo Level. What is Solo Level? Like vaguely at the corner of my mind, but I don't really remember. Break off. Least popular content? Let's see. Content that like came out and flopped. The deep dungeons I would like categorize together, right? And then the field operations. The firmament I feel like people are into. I like the Island Sanctuary, but I don't know if I could really comment on how it went over as a piece of content. I feel like a lot of people did not get what they thought they were getting with the Island Sanctuary. I think people were imagining it was going to be like having a home and you could like plant those sorts of items, and that is very much not what it was. Verminion, definitely. That's what I mean, though. Like, I'm trying to think of content that has fallen off, or content that is dead content. Rival Wings. Rival Wings died a fucking death. But I still think if they were just, like, not scared and they put it in a roulette, I feel like people would do it. I don't see what makes Rival Wings any... Please, don't aggro me. Dick! Thank you, boy. Ooh, yeah, the feast did die a death. Having played a handful of feast matches, I think Crystalline Conflict is like a lot better to play though, so I don't have any sorrow for that. That was definitely not a dead end. This is also not. So let's keep going. This is basically what I do, right? Like I cycle around, like let me find a dead end because I can start there and then work my way back. And you never know, the key could be this way, right? That's a room of mimics. I don't know how geeked I am to do that. I have a purity. Alright, I think I have to pull that one. Mimics to aggro proximity, I feel like I can skate past the other two. I didn't hate the feast. If anything, I guess, like, being completely honest, I just didn't feel like I got it. And, I don't know, it felt disconnected. Beast. And Crystalline Conflict is the opposite of that. Crystalline Conflict's super fun, so... Ah, they killed, Secure. They just straight up deleted Secure. I know it says it's because they needed to, like, change the way it works or whatever with the PvP works, but I think they just deleted it because nobody liked it. Except me. I was Secure's strongest soldier. Sometimes that pylon of passage is stubborn. Bad idea, by the way. Horrible idea. That could have gone really poorly. I know it's only 418, but that definitely could have killed me. I should have backed up. Or more importantly, I should be tanking him in this hallway in the first place. See what I mean? Like, this is ridiculous. Why hasn't it popped? Come on. trying to figure out if that's going to aggro me through the hallway and come after me. I feel like no. So I suppose that one is just standing in the hallway over there, so who knows? Too useful to not take. Fine on time. Is this a treasure room, or is this just stuffed with enemies? It's just stuffed with enemies. Wait, it still didn't light? Game bad. Not facing me. Stop. 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 These things really do, like, they give you 60 minutes, and the floors, solo at least, they take 60 minutes sometimes, man. You're not allowed to leave your room. You're not even one of those kind of enemies. Fuck off. Oh, well. Tell when it's gonna do the gold dusting because it says bloody caress. Another confession. I heard the aggro from the enemy I pulled, and when I turned around and saw the corpse of that enemy, jumped immediately. I mean, I'm up. So far I've done 4 rounds of Orthos in groups. One more clear gets me the Tiger Mount, which I'm excited about. See, like him, I'm not pulling to the hallway because he doesn't have any like mechanics to dodge. And if by some terrible luck an enemy started to like walk this way, I'd be able to avoid it. Funny. These guys actually have an elbow drop, which is super funny because Cup didn't know that. Frankly, I didn't either until I read the guide to go solo. Alright, game bad. Why are these floors taking so long? Am I gonna have to kill every enemy? If I start hitting Mooger buttons and nothing, like the targets are all dead, and there's not a ton I can do, so pretty much I hit Bunny to pop myself. Alright, fair enough. Oh, I kind of would like to be 90 actually. We're gonna go for it. We're not going to use any cooldowns since the boss is stuck. Plenty of time. No más. Please. I'm definitely excited about it. You know, I known that the expansion was going to be soon, so I started to get like back into playing daily at this point once FF7R finished. Work has been kicking my ass for about a month. So I'm just in full on, like, as soon as they dropped the release date, I immediately rushed and put in the PTO and got it approved, and that was like, yeah. The baby wants to see another bunny. It could be done. Okay. I should have popped a steel and a strength. I forgot. I blame the child. The trick to this is literally always that you can do this every time. Don't get scared. Just one run straight through. Ninjutsu don't heal you during Bloodbath? I didn't know that. I never thought about it. Bloodbath is like so not a ninja button. It's, I mean, It needs to be pressed sometimes because something is like better than nothing, but did I get hit by that? Nope, best player in the game. I was not confident. I'm not gonna lie. It looked sketchy. I was further back than I wanted to be in the first one. We'll be ready at 3, Beast. So will I. Which unfortunately means I will not be doing 21 to 30 right now like I really would like to do. Things I do for my friends. Is that max melee? Maybe, but I'm a coward. Just can't be scared. I don't remember if Feint is just physical damage or if it's all damage. Leveling Dark Knight reminded me that actually there are still things that only do one or the other. Which is bamboozling to me, but these patterns tilt me. I know where to stand with these patterns. He'll survive a licking from one of those. And in fact, what I'm actually finding is, with bosses, you might be able to get away with a mistake, unlike when you're on the floors. It depends on the boss and the mechanic that you fail. He sure is autoing me to death. Sure is, like, concerningly autoing me to death. Fuck off. Oh my god. I forgot what was happening. Luckily, my brain did not. Muscle memory. Beast. 10% fizz, 5% magic? Really? Ah! Okay, well, so it is absolutely worth pressing on anything that's killing me. Good. Oh. I really want to do 21 through 30, but it's not even remotely possible for that to be in 20 minutes. Spooktacular content, boy, I tells you. Actually. Arsenic catnip? What is wrong with people? I don't know very much about Homestuck. Actually, what I should do while this queue is queuing. There we are. The funniest thing, like I wanted these mounts. I worked for days of frustrating shadow to get it. I don't want it. You know, like I wanted to have it, but I don't intend on using it. Mounts that play the generic theme are already on my shit list. The only one that gets a pass is Ozma. The lightning is neat though. This patch cycle is maybe the most let's do side content I've been in a long time. 2 years ago, I feel like I only really remember trying to get the Amaro as being like my let's log in and do roulettes every single day, but I've been doing triple triad until I hit like the, I don't know, how many cards do I need? Like 100? Just under. I hit those cards that are like, I hope you've done beast quests. I hope you've been to the firmament. And now it's like, well, unfortunately, I have not. So, and the ones that you have to get out of random packs are kind of mean too. But that's where I tapped. I would like the card, flying card mount, but I don't think it's really in my wheelhouse. Had fun with how far I got though. Now I'm trying this Orthos solo, which is probably going to kill me, but I'm going to keep trying it. I guess in my mind, I'm going to keep making attempts until either I beat it or Dawn Trail releases. One of the two. Got my island maxed out. Let's do it. It feels different now that I don't care if I win or not. I mean, I do, but I'm not psychotic about it like I was. I don't know. Like, obviously, I like PvP. I don't really understand people who, like, I don't know. In my mind, right? Like, I know queuing for PvP gives you a huge amount of experience. It's the incentive to run it. It's like I feel like it's like right under fucking MSQ roulette. Maybe under that and LDR, but it gives a huge amount of experience, especially if you win, right? So I understand it to some degree, but at the same time, I don't understand queuing for it if you're a person who, like, absolutely has no desire to try, because there's better ways to level. Like, it's not the almighty or anything. Nothing tilts me like being in a game and is like a person just announcing, by the way, I don't care, I'm going to feed. So a game the other day where someone went 0-8-0. If you go 0-8-0 on my team, Square Enix should send me your address. It can be fun. I wish Crystalline Conflict could be queued in groups, but also had like skill-based matchmaking so that I wouldn't hate it immediately from getting slaughtered by a bunch of pre-mades. I mean, let's be honest, pre-mades exist in this game mode when you're not supposed to be allowed to do it, so it's not like... I want that bar to die. Oh wait. Team, time for what we in the biz call retreat. A mistake that people make, and I understand the thought process, because as I say, usually, or as I said in the beginning of the games when I really wanted to win, you need Battle High to win Shatter. Everybody knows that. You can't just mash ice and win. You will lose. But at the same time, there's a propensity, I think, to, like, once a team starts to lose, like the Maelstrom is right now. I just stole someone's kill. You start to, like, want to dogpile that team, and that doesn't really work. It works short term, sure, bullying the team that's far behind, but eventually they catch up. Or like right now, everyone behind me is dead. No hope to get away. Well, okay, no. Everyone from Luna and Naba up is fine, but everyone else is dead. Can't go that deep. Heh. Why are we hitting Crystal while some teams are killing themselves to other teams? So that person's concept is like, we need to be on top of the PvP aspect because if the flames get fed by the Maelstrom, we won't be able to win. And that's true. At the same time, though, like, that attitude is a little too much, because, look, regardless of how much you want a PvP or not, the big crystal's worth 200 points. You can't exactly just leave it there. That person got smoked? What the hell happened to them? Oh, machine. LB. We have a pre-made. They're doing fucking countdowns. Are we winning? Is the question. No. Always hilarious. Bye. Samurais and Dark Knights. If I see an opportunity, I'm ulting them because Samurais and Dark Knights can kiss my ass. I gotta admit, this lad who's got a countdown timer that just says push, I don't know what he's accomplishing. I forgot what team I was on for a second. Nope. He's dead. There's not a thing I can do. Matter of fact, we're leaving. I'm pretty sure our big ice is up. It is. Bye-bye. You can generally kind of tell, like if you're not a person who's attentive enough to your map, you can usually just tell based on where people are running. The flames are, I mean, ironically, they're kind of helping us. Running to someone else's crystal can be a throw. Depends. Well, it'd be a throw if the people on my team don't go ahead and lose to them in droves, but you know. Dark Knight staying the way it is for a whole expansion is just a painfully unfun job to encounter in this game mode. This is a pretty solid example of doing the right thing, though, I think, because it only takes so many people to break the big ice, right? Blue has their own, so they're not going to go challenge for ours or anything. Racking up what we can on the Maelstrom is hashtag okay, as long as you don't die. People forget how big a deal that is. Like, dying is the biggest hit to the team possible. I know that sounds dumb as hell because, yeah, obviously dying is not good, but cutting your battle high and losing points and also making the other team stronger, it's way worse than anyone who's like, you're not in the right position. Yeah, so, I mean, the island isn't like an anti-guild thing. I put a bunch of stuff on the market board recently, and the stuff that I put from my island, it all went pretty fast. It's the stuff that I got from Orthos that's still sitting in on my retainers. Because it's like dye. Like, I sold a bunch of the gunmetal black dye. That shit went in the day I put it up, I think, or maybe the next one. It's just not a, like, you know, when I'm talking to Eddie and he's like, yeah, I spent a couple days crafting and I'm up 5 million gil. It ain't gonna do that. But it's also like a pretty free income thing because I don't have to put any gil into it. You know, my island is self-sufficient. I just have to put in the time. Orthos is a great way to make gil. All the content where like the rewards can be put on the market board and they're not like particularly popular content are usually great for, that was a mosquito that I hope I got. Usually great for money because, you know, people don't want to run it. I think I sold my absolute, or no, not absolute, conditional virtue minion for vanilla Eureka. I think I sold that thing for 7 million gil. Like, yeah, it was pretty helpful financially. Are we winning? We are. Yeah. Oh no, we're not because blue is on a big ice right now. We're fucked. You can enter Eureka Orthos with a matched party up to the first 30 floors. Like, you can duty finder it. The thing about it, like, the reason why it's, or even, like, party finder, and I don't expect you to hop in the party finder anytime soon, but, like, the reason why that's usually pretty straightforward is because the rewards aren't split. I think that's a pretty big deal for that sort of content, whether it be Eureka or Orthos or Heaven on High. everyone gets the tinge sacks when you find one. They're not randomly assorted, so like, you know, there's no reason for anyone to like try and screw anybody over. You don't have to worry about winning a roll. You just RNG. And we're leaving. I said we're leaving. Goodbye. You gotta get pretty high up to get gold sacks. I think they correlate to the level of mimic that can show up. That might just be me trying to make a connection, but that would mean that the gold ones start at 60. One through 30 is... right? No, 61. They start 61. You know what I mean. Above 60 is where you can get the gold tinge sacks. Solo, I'm so focused on the time and like not getting killed that it doesn't really ever feel worth it to me to like pop my intuitions and make extra stops on the floors and stuff like that. That monk is gonna get away. Die to my tick. Die! Oh, I hate this game. Frankly, it wouldn't be tough to convince Cup Noodle to just do it again with us, if you really wanted to. Ew. No. I'm done. Please. Nope. Targeting in this mode is so bad on controller. I have that monk, they're the only thing targetable on the goddamn screen, and yet still I'm tab targeting some fucking dragoon that's, I guess, to my left. Game bad. Oh. Folks, we are in a compromising position. I think we should rotate. Actually, we need to get on top of the flames because they have a big ass to beat down to it. How is this possible? Die. My team is not following me. Realizing that you are at the front of a push is terrifying. That poor summoner. I want to kill that monk. They have battle. Doesn't seem like it's gonna happen though. The thing about Orthos steroids also is that they can be kind of slow. Like the thing I put up was I got two of the same, I think it was a Seiryu katana. So like first I've got to move one and then I have to move, a second one, even putting them at solid price. It's just not a thing people buy every day. As opposed to Ruby Red Dye from my island, which they certainly do. Fuck. The Maelstrom has decided the game for us, unfortunately, because their whole team being here, even if we wiped them somehow. And we're not gonna wipe them, obviously. We're fucking losing this fight pretty bad, actually. Where is everyone? Cool. Yeah. Yeah, that kind of clinches it. We're fucked. How do they have their big eyes coming back again already? Shit. No, there's not enough to... Oh. I don't have my health. Did I get... Nope. We lost. GG. In order to be competitive, we would need to be on top of the flames right now, trying to stop them from getting these small ices. But I don't think we have the main power. I have it too, so I know it helps, but like when you have a maximum battle high, it's like impossible to kill that person. Brother, there are 2 of us and 4 of them, and they are all trying to kill us. Let's leave. Anyway, the flames will break their big ice and we will lose. That is the conclusion of this game. What's its health at? I mean, I don't know. Let's play it out. Worth a shot. There was a version of that where we got these 2 small ices from the Maelstrom. Yeah, 1579. I'm so curious what that ice was at. 65%. Not close. Still, I mean, I did a good job. Wait, what? Well, I did my best, and I failed. But, thanks for hanging and banging. I'm out of here. Bye, guys.